welcome back to the Knight Sports Arena on the campus of beautiful Southern Virginia University for today's men's basketball matchup featuring the Spartans of York College and your Southern Virginia University Knights.
Thanks for coming.
President Wilcox and the Southern Virginia staff, thank you for your support of the student athletes and coaches participating in today's contest. In the spirit of good sportsmanship, they ask you to respect the following athletic rules. Please cheer loudly and proudly for your team, not against the visitors. No profanity, vulgarity, racist or sexist remarks. No personal remarks towards players, coaches, or officials. Please stay away from the playing area and key bench areas, and please remember there is a zero tolerance for alcohol and tobacco use at all contests. Thank you for your cooperation, and go Knights! In accordance with tradition at Southern Virginia University, we will begin with a word of prayer, which will be offered by Larry Crawford.
Our dear Heavenly Father, we're very grateful for this Saturday and for the chance that these two teams have to compete and play the sport that they love. We pray for their protection, that they will be able to play hard and play well, and that they will all be safe. And we love thee, and we pray for these things in the name of thy Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Now, if you'll all please rise and face the flag for the playing of our national anthem by the Southern Virginia Band under the direction of Heather Dobbins. And now, for the starting lineups for the visiting.
It's game time, folks, and welcome to the Knight Sports Arena. I'm Dawson Weidrich along with Chris Fly for today's CAC matchup between the Spartans of York College and your Southern Virginia Knights.
Dawson, should be an extremely exciting matchup. Two great teams going, and the starting lineup for York College, starting at guard, number 2, Jason Beatty. Leading scorer for this Spartans team, and joining him in the backcourt, number 5, Jared Wagner, second leading scorer, so a lot of great guard play. And then the front court, number 11, Mike Fraunheim, joining him, number 20, Darren Gordon, and rounding it all out at forward, number 30, Joey Polshnitsky. Spartans are coached by head coach Matt Hunter in his 7th season. This team, a formidable team, 14-6 so far on the season on a 3-game winning streak. They're looking to come into Knight Arena and take one, but they'll have to stand in the way. The Southern Virginia Knights and the starting lineup for your SVU Knights. Starting at guard, number 20, Austin Wood. Austin Wood, great facilitator of the offense, always knows where to find the open shooters. And how can we forget the human highlight reel, number 23, Jameer Croft, leading scorer for this Knights team, averages right around 12 points a game. And joining him, the freshman sensation, number 24 from Diedrich, Idaho, Trey Dill. Always knows how to get a bucket and then get a rebound, leading rebounder for this team. Also joining him, number 32, Alec Johnson, the junior guard from Bluffdale, Utah. And now starting and rounding it all out at the forward spot, number 30, Bennett Canlin, junior from Carlisle, Pennsylvania. So many weapons on this Knights team. Be interesting to see which one they focus on tonight and who they decide to use.
Absolutely, and Bennett Canlin starting at forward. A change-up for the Knights as Usual starter number 44, Tyler McCready, has had problems with his knee in the past week, and so will not start this game. We'll see if he actually comes in later in the game. But for now, that'll be your starting lineup. And again, I'm Dawson Weidrich with Chris Fly. You're on the Knights Sports Network. Thank you so much for joining us today. Should be an exciting matchup.
Dawson, absolutely should be. Like we mentioned about the Spartans of York College on a 3-game winning streak. They're 14-6 on the season. And this Knights team, desperate to find a way to take their season and make it into something they can learn from. They played great in some games, just haven't been able to finish. This game, they're going to look to bring the full package. Start strong and then finish strong. If they can do that, they can stand right up there with the best of them in the CAC.
Absolutely. One thing that this Knights team will have to rely a lot upon is energy from the bench and energy from new players in the starting lineup, especially Bennett Canlin. Bennett Canlin comes in, he just brings so much energy. You know, he sometimes can get in foul trouble really quick, but just brings a lot of energy to his team, both defensively and offensively. As the York Spartans will start off with the ball. Starting with it, point guard number 11, Mike Frauenheim. Spartans working with it now. Beatty at the high post. Dribbling in on Canlin, and it's taken away by Alec Johnson. He gets in the way for the pass by Beatty.
And Dawson, the key for the Knights so far, or in this game, if they want to keep the Spartans at bay, Spartans average running around 70 points a game. No one's going to take you one-on-one on this Spartans team. They're never going to meet you one up and play ISO ball. They move the ball around so much, almost to the point of confusion. Every point is assisted on, and they'll find an open lane. Just need to make sure you cover your lanes and make sure everyone's covered, and then you're fine. No one's going to ISO you on this Spartans team.
Absolutely. As the first points are taken by the Knights, as Trey Dill hit the open jumper, but that's going to be tipped out of bounds and stay with the Spartans. This will be Frauenheim inbounding it. And it passed inbounds to number 20. That is Darren Gordon. Back at Frauenheim. It looks like a call, an illegal screen on number 2, Jason Beatty, the leading scorer of the Spartan squad.
And that's the player you want to get in foul trouble early. Jason Beatty, so many ways he can hurt you. He's the go-to weapon for this Spartans team. Averages right around 17.7 points a game, but not far behind him. Number 5, Jared Wagner, who averages right around 16.
Great pass from Trey Dill, ends up a bucket for Jameer Cross. As Jameer Cross took it down the baseline for the layup. Make it 4-0 in favor of the Knights. Frauenheim for 3, and that's good. Pull within 1. The Knights working against the full court press. Alec Johnson working against Beatty. Gets some space, kicks it out to Austin Wood for 3. Off the right side, but he gets his own rebound. And after some struggle to get it back, they will retain possession.
That was a great hustle play by Austin Wood. Knew his shot was coming off to the right, able to track it down and go get it, and then keep the Knights in possession.
Bennett Canlin working with it. Gets to Trey Dill. Jameer Cross for 3. No good. Rebounded by Frauenheim.
Shot was extremely well guarded by York.
That was Gordon a little bit ago, faking the deep 3. Gordon for 3, deep. No good. Austin Wood battling for it by the York. Spartans get it. Beatty for 3. No good. Rebounded by Bennett Canlin. Jameer Cross with it now. Trying to work baseline against Beatty. The reverse layup up and in.
That's how Jameer Cross can hurt you. That explosive speed that he has. Able to take one dribble, beat you to right or left side, and such a smooth finisher at the cup.
Down below, that's a bucket. That is good for Jared Wagner, number 5 for the Spartans. Got the baseline cut. Able to have the easy bucket on Alec Johnson. A dart pass to Jameer Cross, cross court between 3 defenders. Jameer Cross in the paint. Another layup up with the right hand. The unorthodox form, but it goes in.
Jameer Cross knows there's no one on this York team, with maybe the exception of Jason Beatty, that can guard him one-on-one. They play 2 spread out, guarding the 3. Jameer Cross has those wide open lanes, able to get in there and put it up at will, it seems like.
And that foul will be called on Bennett Canlin. Looks like it'll be on the body as Jason Beatty was trying to get into the paint. And so the ball will stay with the Spartans. It'll be number 11, Mike Frauenheim, inbounding it for the Spartans. And that was number 30, Joy Politsky, who scored on Bennett Canlin. The Knights working against the press. Johnson almost has it taken away from him, but Bennett Canlin tries to get to Jameer Cross, but taken away by the Spartans. And they're going to say that was tipped out of bounds by Alec Johnson. It will stay with the Spartans.
And also, so far in the early minutes of this game, the Spartans have really only played at the baseline. That's the majority of the points, if not all their points, except for the three-pointer that they made earlier, have come from that baseline area. They're running down, making those cuts, and the Knights just haven't been able to stop it. Bennett Canlin down there needs to move his feet just a little bit faster to get in front of players.
Bennett Canlin working on Beatty, and that's rebounded by Trey Dill. Possession goes back to the Knights. Austin Woods, Alec Johnson. He's going to try to take a baseline as well. Has nowhere to go, but kicks out to Jameer Cross, who is going to get the block foul. That'll be on number 20, Darren Gordon. From a media timeout, and so the Knights find themselves up by 1 in the early minutes of this first half. What are some things you're seeing from both these teams?
But also, I want to first focus on the Knights, especially on the offensive side of things. They found great success and just merely driving it in, acting like you're not doing anything, and Jameer Cross using his explosive speed, finding the lane and getting to the basket. That's how you're going to win this game. You don't have a dominant post player in like you would if you had Tyler Creed. It's a shame he's hurt, but now you have these other players you need to focus on. Trey Dale can take anyone he wants one-on-one. He's just that skilled. So what you need to do, you spread it out on the three-point line. You don't take these shots because they haven't fallen for you all year. The three-point line hasn't been your friend throughout this season. So take the perimeter, find lanes to the basket, and drive in one-on-one. ISO ball all the way. No one on this York team has the quickness to get in front of a Jameer Cross or even a Trey Dill at that.
Absolutely, and those that have tried have gotten the block foul like we just saw a few moments ago as Jameer Cross is dribbling down the baseline. And like you said, the deep three or the three-pointer hasn't been very consistent for the Knights. There have been games where it has worked, like situations with Jaron Anderson, Michael Newfield, Sam Armstrong, very capable three-point shooters. It's just been very tough going, especially in the most recent or past few weeks for them from the three-point line. So, like you said, they need to work on those dribble drives, the handoffs, the screens, pick and rolls, whatever you can find to get yourself high-quality shots. As Alec Johnson inbounds it for the Knights. And Alec Johnson tried to tip it off of the leg of number 32, Zach Novick. And instead, they'll just call it a kick on Novick. And he'll stay with the Knights. Inbounded to Bennett Canlin. And Austin Wood will set up the offense. Jameer Cross working on Beatty. Johnson for three. No good. And looks like they're going to get Bennett Canlin for over the back on Jason Beatty.
Dawson, if I'm not mistaken, I think that's Canlin's second foul of the night. And it is. So two quick fouls on Bennett Canlin. And Coach Greg Winslow must be forced to make a sub sooner or later.
Absolutely. As you see Michael Newfield checking in for the Knights. He will most likely come in for Bennett Canlin. Spartans working with it now. An alley-oop for Jason Beatty is successful as the Knights completely left Beatty alone. He was able to get on that baseline cut.
Dawson, there was just no one on the backside. No one guarding the backside of the rim. It allowed Jason Beatty to get in space. It appeared like he had the entire floor to make that run up and go for that alley-oop.
Austin Wood working with it. He's being trapped now. Johnson to the corner for three. Trey Dill. No good. And another foul will be called on the Knights on Bennett Canlin.
And Dawson, that was a frustration foul. Bennett Canlin couldn't believe that he picked up his second. And Justin Downwin knew he was going to pick up his third. makes his way to the bench, and in for him, number 45, Michael Newfield. I think Michael Newfield adds a different style of play than Bennett might. Bennett's a very run-and-gun type of player, likes to have the ball thrown to him and then jam it down, has that explosiveness. Michael Newfield likes to play a little bit slower, has a great shooting stroke from outside, but also a very good shot blocker.
That's due to his extremely long arms, like you just saw right there. Speak of it. And now Alec Johnson has it. And I call block. Looks like it'll be on number 2, Jason Beatty.
And Jason Beatty really wanted that charge call, almost to the point he stepped right in front of Wood. Wood was already moving, and then you step in front of him. It's a block call every single time. Not very smart basketball by Jason Beatty, and luckily for the Knights, that's his second foul. One more, and then Beatty gets into what we call foul trouble.
Alec Johnson inbounds it to Austin Wood. The Knights setting up their offense now. 17 seconds left on the shot clock. They try to get it in the paint to Michael Newfield, but he did not have the positioning, as it was taken away by number 24, Ryan Kendra. And so that's going to be a foul on the Knights. Looks like it'll be on number 32, Alec Johnson.
It's Alec Johnson's first foul. Just on the last call, you saw Kendra take the ball away from Newfield. Newfield didn't have the position he might have wanted to. Alec Johnson frustrated by that, reaching it, trying to get away from Kendra. Foul call every single time. Alec Johnson picks up his first.
So in a low-scoring first few minutes of this game, it's been quite the defensive struggle as the York Spartans have it. Knights defending. And that pass is blocked by Alec Johnson, who is immediately thrown down by number 32, Zach Novick, and drawing the foul.
That's a great way to make up for the last foul that Alec Johnson had. Just right in front of Novick's face. Novick trying to make the pass. Alec Johnson get his hands on it and then draws the foul. Great play by Alec Johnson. See if the Knights can take that defensive stand they just had and turn it into offense.
Now both teams have 4 fouls apiece. Austin Wood brings it across half court. Alec Johnson having a little bit of double team. Screen from Michael Newfield. Jameer Cross baseline. No good. Rebounded by the Spartans. Alec Johnson trying to go after it, but instead Frauenheim will advance down the court. And looks like they'll get Alec Johnson for another foul. Looks like going to say that Alec Johnson pushed, I believe it was number 20, Darren Gordon, to the floor as he was making his way up the floor.
There was some confusion of who that foul was on, whether it was on Jameer Cross or Alec Johnson, but Jameer Cross wasn't even near the play. So Alec Johnson picks up his second. It said first on the board for a little bit, made it to the second. It's been a little bit of a cold stand so far between these two teams.
And in for Alec Johnson is Jaron Anderson. Cross-court pass, Frauenheim. Three-point attempt, no good. Rebounded by Jameer Cross. The spin move to get free. He was knocked to the floor by number 5, it seems, Jared Wagner.
Foul called on number 5, Jared Wagner.
Yeah, Wagner, the 6'1" junior from York, Pennsylvania. Went to Central York High School. Is guilty of that foul.
Oh, he didn't move very far from home, did he, to choose where he went to college?
Definitely did not. Now Jaron Anderson will be inbounding it for the Knights. And I guess that's similar to Sam Armstrong. He's from right here in Buena Vista, Virginia. It's a cheap housing situation, that's for sure.
Be interested to see when Sam Armstrong makes his way into this game. He's such a perimeter threat for this Knights team. Leading scorer in three-point percentage, averages right around 45% from the three-point line. Interested to see when he makes his way into this game when Coach Greg Winslow puts him in.
And the ball bounces off the leg on number 11, Mike Frauenheim. There's a poor pass from Jameer Cross that was tipped away, trying to get it to Michael Newfield. Jaron Anderson inbounds it to Austin Wood. 7 seconds left on the shot clock. Austin Wood for 3. No good. He had to get that off fast to beat the shot clock. And so it'll be a turnover.
Just didn't have enough time to get it off. Austin Wood has the ability to shoot from three. We've seen it throughout this season, just rushed that attempt just a little bit too much. Didn't get a full extension on the arm. Alligator armed it, made short.
The Spartans working with it. Three-point attempt, way too far, and so it'll go back to the Knights. Trey Dilla inbound it to Austin Wood. Working against the press. Jameer Cross working with it now. They get to the middle to Trey Dill. The three-pointer by Jaron Anderson, no good. Now it's rebounded by Zach Novick.
That makes the Knights 0 of 4 from attempts from the three-point line so far tonight.
Taken away by Jaron Anderson. First man on the sidelines gets it up to Austin Wood, who gets to the page. Jameer Cross gets it up, no good. Rebounded by Frauenheim. That layup is going to be good by number 5, Jared Wagner.
Wagner wide open, just Knights not getting back in their transition defense fast enough.
Knights had a great opportunity there with the 3-on-1 opportunity. Trey Dill the corner to Austin Wood. Anderson for three, and that'll fall. The first three-pointer to fall for the Knights tonight.
Knights finally get one to fall. They were 0 of 5 before that last shot. Now 1 of 6. And luckily they get it tied back up.
Three-pointer by Frauenheim is good. Take a lead back by 3. Trey Dill was in Frauenheim's face, and Frauenheim still able to knock it down.
Now Frauenheim tied with Jameer Cross in scoring so far tonight. Both players have 6 points respectively.
And we see Kellen Winslow coming to the table to check in. And we'll get a foul here on number 24, Ryan Kendra of the Spartans. And we'll have a timeout here real fast so that both coaches can discuss with their teams. And the Spartans having a 14-11 lead right now. A very slow-moving first half for both teams.
Dawson, absolutely is a very slow-moving half. Both teams have 3 turnovers, so both teams can probably take a little bit better care of the ball, but the Knights in that aspect, 4 points off turnovers. When they get those turnovers, they're most likely going to score and transition. Didn't see it in the last time when they had the 3-on-1 opportunity. Just Knights need to pick better shots. They're shooting 5 of 12 from the field right now, 41.7%. That's not bad. 1 of 6 from three-point line. That's far too many three-point attempts. Just because you have the shot doesn't mean you always need to take it. And the Knights need to find and take better shots.
They absolutely do. And you need to get yourself in comfortable situations like that one time when Austin Wood had to put up the shot to beat the shot clock. That's not a situation you want as a shooter. You don't want to be rushed. You want to find a good play in rhythm, good opportunity, preferably an open shot, of course. But, again, the Knights just not able to find that the past few moments. Hopefully, as things start to build up and this scoring actually starts to happen for both teams, we'll see more of the shots start to fall. And again, just real quick, we just want to thank you so much for joining us on the Night Sports Network. It's been a great doubleheader so far. We had the women's basketball team take on York College as well earlier, getting that victory by 22. And again, we just thanks so much for tuning in.
And so far in this game, Dawson, 4 players for York have made their way on the scorecard. Mike Frauenheim, Jared Wagner, Jason Beatty, and Joey Polshnitsky all making their way onto the scorecard. As for the Knights, only have 3. Jameer Cross has scored 6 points. Jaron Anderson with that one lone three-pointer after the 2 he's attempted. And then Trey Dill able to put 2 points respectively on the board. Knights need to spread the ball around. They need to make more cuts. We said they wanted to be on the perimeter and look for those lanes, look for those cuts. They're doing the perimeter part perfectly. Now they just need to start cutting to the basket.
Trey Dill, the fadeaway jumper, finding its way in. And that'll pull back within 1. We saw Kellen Winslow check in along with Sam Armstrong, the 2 seniors on this team. Layup no good by number 5, Jared Wagner, but looks like Kellen Winslow will get the foul.
And if you're Kellen Winslow, you're prone to that. You're known as a defensive specialist. You go in to guard the best guy on the floor. You're going to get a foul called you every once in a while, but I think these 2 substitutions for the Knights are very interesting. Sam Armstrong and Kellen Winslow. Sam Armstrong coming in. He's a sharpshooter. He's also a facilitator in the offense. When he can't find his own three-point shot, he'll find an open shot for someone else. And Kellen Winslow, great at those deep twos. He isn't known as a very great three-point shooter, but he's respectable in that aspect. So two very interesting substitutions here for the Knights.
And also Alec Johnson subbing in for the Knights as Jared Anderson limped off the court a little bit. So hopefully he's okay and he'll be able to return to this game. And then the Knights working with it against the full court press. Winslow to cross. Winslow the jumper. No good off the right side. Rebounded by number 24, Ryan Kendra. Now it's Sean Kelly working with it. We also have a totally new squad on the floor for the Spartans as that three-pointer falls, making it 19-13. Jameer Cross working on Wagner. Johnson hands it off to Winslow. Kicks it out to Jameer Cross for three. No good, rebounded by Trey Dill. Winslow in the corner.
Now, you just need to take your time if you're the Knights. Those shots will open up eventually.
Winslow driving in, fadeaway jumper. Looks like he's going to get the foul on number 24, Ryan Kendra.
Shooting foul called on Ryan Kendra.
And so that'll send Kellen Winslow to the line.
And also, that's a really good job by Kellen Winslow. Knew he had the space, took it in on Ryan Kendra. Ryan Kendra playing a little bit too close when he went up for the shot. Able to draw the foul and send him to the line. And not only that, that's Ryan Kendra's second foul of the night.
First free throw is up and good for the senior Kellen Winslow. The senior guard from Ventura, California. Went to high school right here in Buena Vista, or actually went to Buena High School, in Ventura, California. The second free throw is good. Sean Kelly working it now. Three-point attempt on the baseline, no good. Rebounded by Jameer Cross, but taken right back by the Spartans. Baseline drive. And now it's Joy Polinsky who went up for the shot. It looks like it's going to be a foul on number 24, Trey Dill of the Knights.
Trey Dill. Joey.
And so that'll send number 30, Joey Polinsky, to the line.
And Dawson, what aided that was great ball movement by York. Such unselfish play. Joey Polshinski saw that he had an opportunity to go up with it and probably get fouled. He took it. The Knights need to guard these pass lanes a little bit better. A lot of movement from the Spartans team. That's why I've seen so many substitutes so far. They move so much that you have to keep subbing in and out just to make sure you always have fresh legs on the court.
And neither free throw falling. It looks like they're going to call a foul on number 25, David Gulani. So the foul was called on green number 25, but they're lining him up for free throws. So it will be the Knights' ball. A lot of confusion there for a second. It looks like for a second they're going to call the foul on Alec Johnson. And everybody here was confused as to why.
Everybody was confused, including ourselves. Referees' confusion between them. One of the referees calling the foul on green 25. Other referees thinking it was on Alec Johnson, bringing 25 to the line. And then we saw the scorer's table here, not thinking that 25 was in the game. So far, it's just confusion all around the Knight Arena. But we finally got it figured out. Alec Johnson's going to shoot some free throws. Everything's back to normal and calm.
First free throw for Johnson is good. The first end of the 1-and-1. So now we'll have Trey Dill and Kellen Winslow down there rebounding. The second free throw is up off the back iron, rebounded by the Spartans. And now Sean Kelly with it. The three-point attempt, way no good, but rebounded by Sean Kelly, and he has a quick two-pointer.
Dawson just poor boxing out. You didn't box out, and he was wide open to get the rebound. Just put it back up for two. You need to box out. Those fundamentals are so important.
Trey Dill with it to Jameer Cross, dribbling in. The layup is good. He had to reach far out to keep it away from the defender's reach and scooped it up for two.
Great move by Jameer Cross, and that moves into 8 points on tonight.
That pulls it within three. The Spartans lose control, but Kelly somehow getting it back and somehow gets to number 25, David Giuliani, for the two-pointer.
And you saw number 25, David Giuliani, kind of raise his hands up as if, I didn't know the ball was going to fall to me. It just kind of happened. So York definitely got away with a lucky one there.
Cross for three, rattles out, and rebounded by Giuliani. Fast-paced offense for York. The Spartans moving around very quickly now. Giuliani missed the two-pointer. Looked like it was a little bit of defensive effort there by Trey Dill that disrupted the shot.
Great work by Trey Dill. Knowing the spacing, knowing that Giuliani was going to go up with it, didn't elect to put his body into him. Take that space, use your length, use those long arms, get the block. Great work by Trey Dill.
Jameer Cross work with it. Gets out Sam Armstrong for three. No good off the right side. And that's an obvious foul call on number 25, David Giuliani, as Kellen Winslow absolutely slams onto the floor.
Oh, Dawson, not so obvious because Giuliani's been doing it all night. Every time that Giuliani and Winslow are matched up together, Giuliani's throwing an elbow and he's knocking Winslow down. Finally, the referees caught a glimpse of it and called it.
The main thing that separated this one from the others is Giuliani extended his arm while pushing Kellen Winslow away. And when you have that much space where you're pushing someone away, it's going to be seen by anybody who's officiating any basketball game anywhere.
And being in a wide open floor doesn't help either. Everyone can see you.
Exactly, and so now the Knights being down by 5. We'll have a timeout here. You see our Spirit squad for SVU. And now Coach Winslow, if you're in Coach Winslow's shoes, what are you telling your players right now?
I'm telling the guys, hey, we need to stiffen it up on defense. They're getting way too many open opportunities. Last couple of baskets they had have been right down there in the paint on the right side of the rim. Need to box out. You need to guard your man. You need to watch your guy. So if I'm Coach Winslow at this point, I'm just saying you need to tighten up your defense. That's all you really need to do. That, and on offense, you're forcing shots. We have the shot clock. We have plenty of time. You don't need to force a long three that you have to turn your body and contort in all sorts of different ways. There's easier shots to take. Feed it down low or just drive in. You're going to get a foul call on it. We've seen throughout this game that York College is very prone to getting fouls called on them and called on them quickly. Their leading scorer, Jason Beatty, already has 2 fouls on tonight. So they're going to foul you if you drive in. So, again, if I'm Coach Winslow, just tighten up on defense and just play simpler offense, and you'll be all right.
And you mentioned Jason Beatty, the leading scorer of the Spartans. He only has 2 points tonight. You mentioned the 2 fouls and 2 assists, so not being a big factor so far in this first half, as Kellen Winslow will line up for free throws. And that one's up. No good. Rebounded by number 30, Joey Polinsky.
And Dawson, that's something that's plagued this Knights team throughout the season. The poor foul shooting. They've only, it's a decent percentage, but in the real, like if you look at it in a different way, 69%, not that great from the foul line. Needs to be up in the 80s.
As that one's knocked out of bounds by Trey Dill, the freshman guard from Dietrich, Idaho. And it'll stay with the Spartans.
And while we're on the topic of Trey Dill, I think it's interesting the way he plays. Trey Dill stands right around 6'6", so a good tall player, a little bit of a bigger small forward, shooting guard combo. But he loves to rebound the basketball. He loves to take someone on one-on-one and think that, hey, you're not going to beat me, especially down low.
And that is rebounded by the Spartans, Darren Gordon, number 20. And so it'll give the Spartans a second chance opportunity. The corner three. No good. Rebounded by Trey Dill. Jaron Anderson struggling a little bit as he landed. Now Alec Johnson with it. Winslow in the corner for three. No good. Rebounded by Trey Dill, but over the back, and there's a little bit of competition here between Trey Dill and number 11, Mike Frauenheim.
That's that chippiness we talked about earlier with Trey Dill. He wanted that rebound. Player from York got in his face. He's not going to back down from you. He's only a freshman. He's got the attitude that every time he goes on the court, he wants to prove something.
And while that was a confrontation initiated from both sides, Trey Dill was guilty of the over the back reach because he put his arm straight parallel to the floor over Frauenheim's shoulder, and so he's going to get that call every time.
I wouldn't say it was initiated on both sides. I see Trey Dill went up to get the rebound. It was an obvious foul. It was a push call. That's what he does when he goes to get the rebound. You can't get a rebound without pushing somebody a little bit. But then you see number 11. Who is this? Mike Frauenheim get in the face of Trey Dill. Just unfortunately, Trey Dill retaliated. So they didn't call a technical on any of the play, but basketball's a rough sport. If you're going to get mad when someone fouls you, you just might as well not play it.
Absolutely very true. And now Michael Newfill and Neil Davis checking in for the Knights. Neil Davis very well known for his defensive skills here at SVU. Frauenheim's second free throw, no good. Rebounded by Jaron Anderson. But we'll get it to Jameer Cross. Neil Davis to the corner. Newfield to high post. Anderson for three. And that'll fall from the corner.
Really glad that fell for the Knights because they had an opportunity with Michael Newfield down low.
There's a technical foul call on number 5, Jared Wagner of York College. Starting to see some tempers flare from York College, and so we'll have some free throws from number 21, Jaron Anderson.
Well, Dawson, Jared Wagner's been running his mouth basically the entire game. Referee just finally caught a glimpse of it, and they just don't want to listen to it anymore. And that goes for both sides. So the Knights, even though, yes, they have this technical foul opportunity, and it looks like York running the jaw in their mouths a little bit, the Knights need to be careful. It's very early in this first half. We've already seen the referees call a technical. Don't let your emotions get the better of you.
Absolutely. As the first free throw for Jaron Anderson falls. And second one will rattle in. Make it a one-point game. And we'll see Austin Wood check in for the senior Kellen Winslow.
And Dawson, if you're Coach Matt Hunter, head coach of the Spartans, you can't be happy with the last call. Especially, you can't be happy with the refs or your players. Your players put themselves in a situation where the referees have an opportunity to do technical foul shots, and they do. And now the Knights are within one.
And a very good opportunity here defensively for the Knights. If they can get a stop and then set up a great offensive possession and take the lead here. One of the few, if not only, times to take the lead in this game. Cut on the inside, defended by Neil Davis. Three-point attempt, no good. Rebounded by Jaron Anderson. The three-point attempt is from number 32, Zach Novick. And so Austin Wood with it now. The Knights, again, have a chance to take the lead here. Anderson for three. No good. Rebounded by Neil Davis. And they're going to call a travel on Neil Davis, but number 21, Nolan Smith, was reaching in, trying to get the ball.
Dawson, I'm really surprised with that call. If anything, it would have been a reach-in foul on number 21 of York, Nolan Smith, or a jump ball call. When you have two players fighting for the ball and neither of them has clear possession of it, it has to be a jump ball, or you give possession to Neil Davis and call the foul. I don't agree with that foul call at all. I don't agree with the travel call.
Neither do many of the people here in Knight Arena, but the Spartans will have it now. Three-point attempt. Nope. Fake pass, and then three-point attempt from the corner. Will fall for number 30. That is Joey Polinsky. Let's go back to a 4-point lead. Hand off to Jaron Anderson. Screen from Newville. Drive in the paint. And he'll get the foul, and he'll go to line.
And why not? You had Nolan Smith of the Spartans on your hip the entire time. You haven't beat your right-handed player. Go with the right hand.
We'll have immediate timeout here at Knights Sports Arena, and the Knights sticking around in this low-scoring first half.
And Dawson, they absolutely are. And the Knights, they keep heaving up three-pointers. Right now, so far in this game, they're 2 of 12. That's 16.7%. That's not great percentage at all. York is shooting 4 of 12, a little bit better, around 33.3%. The Knights need to find their shots. We've seen Jaron Anderson take a couple threes and make them, but for the majority of the time, those three-pointers aren't going in. You need to find other forms of offense. You've found success, like we said before, driving to the basket and getting fouled. That's why we'll see Jaron Anderson right after this timeout go to the line and shoot foul shots.
Absolutely. You mentioned the 2 3-pointers that the Knights have made, both made by Jaron Anderson so far. Nobody else been able to make any. Jameer Cross attempted 3. Trey Dole attempted 1. Kellen Winslow 1. Alec Johnson 1. Sam Armstrong 1. And Austin Wood 1. But again, Jaron Anderson the only one to get one to fall today.
7 different players attempting threes for the Knights. It's not falling. Just find something else. If I'm Coach Winslow right now, I'm telling the guys, just find something else. I know you love to shoot threes. I know they get the score up quicker. But just play basketball. If it's not working, you need to find something else.
And we're hoping to see Michael Newfield make his presence felt at the post. He hasn't been able to get a whole lot of work done down there in the paint. But when he does, he has some great spin moves, has some great ability with the ball to scoop it up and in. Look forward to seeing that either here in the next few minutes of this half or in the second half.
And also, Michael Newfield is a very smooth player. Michael Newfield, a forward/center, a senior, 6'6" from Brockton, Massachusetts. Like you said, he's so smooth down there, but right now the Knights are missing the presence of Tyler McCready, a big man down there who physically is intimidating, but also with his play can move players, get them out of the way, and just open up everything for everyone else.
Jaron Anderson first free throw, no good. He'll have his second attempt.
Right now the Knights shooting 62.5% from the foul line.
Anderson's second free throw will fall. Make it 27-24. A 3-point deficit. Frauenheim being defended by Austin Wood. See some great ball movement from the Spartans. Almost looking like a passing drill. Great defense from Austin Wood and rebounded by Jaron Anderson. Jameer Cross working with it. Gets a screen from Newfield. The jumper. No good, but rebound by Newfield, up and in.
That's the kind of play you want to see from Newfield. The hustle play, getting his offensive rebounds. He has such long arms. He's 6'6", so he doesn't match up quite well with some of these guys on the floor for York. With those long arms he has, he's deceptively able to get to the ball.
Doing a good job there, bringing it within one. Neil Davis with the steal. Fast break opportunity, left hand is good. And the Knights take the lead. So a timeout here taken by Coach Matt Hunter of the Spartans. And the Knights having the momentum and the lead.
And Dawson is due to the fact that these hustle plays, Neil Davis able to get on there. Michael Newfield able to get on it. You can out-hustle this York team. They love to spread the floor. They don't really move. If they're not cutting, they're standing still and they're passing around. They're either cutting and passing it all around the court or not moving and passing all around the court. There's two switches, either full gear or idle for this York team. And the Knights team has found this team in idle, and they're taking advantage of it and out-hustling the Spartans. Keep doing that. You keep building on this lead.
Absolutely, for sure. And that was Neil Davis's first basket of the night. The fast break steal and score with the left hand. And the Knights have 7 players on the board, leader of them being Jaron Anderson with 9 points. Jameer Cross follows with 8. Trey Dill with 4, and the rest of them have 2 and 1. And so the Knights spraying the ball out a little bit with scoring. It's been low scoring for both teams, but the Knights doing what they can to get everybody involved. Now the Spartans with it. Frauenheim taking the point. And we see Jason Beatty back in. 3-point attempt for the Spartans will be no good. Rebounded by Austin Wood. And he will slow things down, get it to Jameer Cross, and set up their half-court offense. And Michael Newfield will be called for the travel.
You just saw Michael Newfield pick that ball up, took a couple of stutter steps because he got confused with what he was going to do. I'm going to call that every single time.
That's always the unfortunate thing when big men touch the ball at the top of the key and they want to dribble with it. They don't do it that often. And so sometimes you can get a little excited and move really quickly, but now the Spartans have the ball. Beatty at the high post. Jaron Anderson trying to get in play some post defense. Jumped and let the easy layup happen for number 5, Jared Wagner. Jaron Anderson gets it. Dribbling in. Fadeaway jumper is no good. Rebounded by Wagner.
Dawson, I don't mind that shot. Yes, it's forced, but you have the opportunity there because you have a height advantage over top of your defender.
Just under a minute and a half left to play in this first half. Spartans lead by 1. Beatty for the layup. No good. Rebounded by Newfield. Austin Wood will take the point. Anderson, Jameer Cross, baseline. Jumper. No good. Rebounded by number 30, Joey Polinsky.
Again, Jameer Cross had the time and space to get that shot off. Just unfortunately, just a little bit too strong.
And it looks like they're going to call a foul on number 45, Michael Newfield. They're going to say he was blocking along the baseline. That's what is frustrating as a post player defending a guard on that baseline area, because a post's first instinct as a defender is to use your legs. Because when someone's posting up on you, you want to use all your legs you can. Stabilize yourself and stand your ground. But when a guard's coming through you like that, he wants to use his legs to get in his way, and therefore that's the block. Now one free throw is, the first free throw, the 1-and-1 is good for number 20, Darren Gordon. Second free throw is up and good. Making a 3-point lead for the Spartans. Just under a minute left. Anderson in the corner. Jameer Cross. And Michael Newfield will be called for the illegal screen, it appears. Indeed, it will be Michael Newfield.
Just again, you got to move your feet just a little bit quicker. Get that spot just a smidge faster, and you don't get that foul call on you. Now it's just up to the Knights to defend.
The last 34 seconds, the Spartans will have the ball. Michael Newfield now has 2 fouls. So you see number 11, Mike Frauenheim, buying some time. About 5 seconds separating the shot and game clock. Stolen by Neil Davis, and the fast break is blocked by number 20. That is Darren Gordon, but he'll be called for the foul against Neil Davis. Neil Davis reading that like a book.
Foul called on Darren Gordon.
And so he'll go to the line to shoot 2. Again, just impressive speed by Michael Newfield. He gets that pass and create this opportunity for his team. The first free throw up, and that'll have the shooter's touch and fall in. Make it a 2-point deficit. Second free throw. Up and in. Just over 11 seconds left to play in this first half. Spartans now have to rush things. 7 seconds. Just a screen. And a deep 3 attempt, no good. And that'll end the first half. The Knights make a great defensive stand in the last few minutes of that first half. Now only trailing by 1 going into the second half. So a great steal from Neil Davis to lead to some fast break opportunity and to get the 2 free throws to pull it within 1. And so again, the Spartans will have the lead at half, 31-30. We saw some great play from many of the Knights team Man of the Night's players saw Jaron Anderson go off with 9 points in the first half. Jameer Cross followed with 8. And Neil Davis with his 2 steals that have led to points. First one being a fast break layup with the left hand, and the second one leading to 2 free throws with just 11 seconds left in the first half. And Chris has Coach Winslow. Chris, what do you got for us?
Now, Coach, 7 different players on your team on the scorecard so far. How important is spreading the ball for your offense?
Well, we have to. I mean, we thought we were going to have Tyler, and about a minute before tip-off, he couldn't go. And so that's changed some things that we want to do. So we have to spread the ball. We're not athletic enough to just take a bunch of guys off the dribble with the exception of Jameer. So we have to move the ball. We have to set good screens for us to be effective to score.
All right, Coach, and a lot of the Spartans' points coming right underneath the basket. How do we plan to better defend the paint coming in the second half?
To be honest with you, I don't know if that we will. They're dangerous from the 3, and so we're really worried about that 3 ball. And so when you spread the floor defensively, you're going to give up some stuff around the bucket. So it's kind of pick your poison, and hopefully we'll make an adjustment if we have to, but we're more concerned about the 3.
All right, Coach, thank you so much. I'll let you join your guys. And Dawson, back to you.
Thank you so much, Chris. And with that, again, the Spartans will have the lead at halftime, 31-30. We thank you so much for joining us on the Night Sports Network. We'll be back with you for some halftime analysis. Until then, we'll see you later.
Southern Virginia University Dance Team.
And we're back for some halftime analysis here in the CAC matchup between the Spartans of York College and your Southern Virginia University Knights. Again, I'm Dawson Weidrich. With me is Chris Fly. And Chris, the Knights right now playing some really good defensive basketball, doing a really good job at limiting York College to what lower than what they want to.
Absolutely. York College, they play a very similar style. If you've watched old basketball, you remember Dean Smith with the University of North Carolina way back then, running the four corners offense. They play something very similar to that. That's the reason we have a shot clock. They take the entire 30 seconds, pass it around the floor, multiple different guys, and look for the most effective look. They've done that so far, and the Knights, for the majority of the time, had defended very well. Very hot and cold for the Knights. Either defend it extremely well and get a steal like we saw at the very end of that half with Neil Davis, or they give up wide open shots underneath the basket. So the key for the Knights right now on the defensive side is finding that consistency to defend this kind of offense.
Absolutely it is. And last time the Knights were here, they faced off against Penn State Harrisburg. It was another doubleheader that we had here. And the Knights started off the first half well. You see the three-pointer from Alec Johnson and that putback slam from Tyler McCready. But the second half is where things started to unravel a little bit.
Started to unravel, and Penn State Harrisburg, everything was falling for the Lions. They couldn't do anything wrong on the offense and defensive side, rather just really overpower the Knights in the end. A lot of offensive rebound opportunities, and in the end, a lot of turnovers for the Knights.
Absolutely. You see the final score there, 74-63. And so the Knights looking to rebound here with a home win against a very good opponent in Penn State, against York College and the Spartans. And so far, they're within one right now. Doing a really good job. You mentioned Neil Davis's 2 steals. Last steal, he just came out of nowhere. And then he plays like that. Momentum shifting plays in order to finish this game out.
Absolutely, Dawson. They have the players necessary to defend the Spartans in this kind of offense. Neil Davis, like we saw, Kellen Winslow, Jameer Cross can do it. All these explosive, they're athletes. And as soon as York makes a pass, they can explode into that passing lane, grab the ball, and then it's wide open for an easy 2 points on the other end of the court.
It absolutely is. One thing to look out for in this game right now is post play by the Knights. Bennett Canlin, the substitute for Tyler McCready, who is not feeling well right now, a little bit of a knee problem. And so Bennett Canlin already has 3 fouls. He got 3 fouls in the first 5 minutes of the game, and now Michael Neufeld has 2 fouls. And so what the Knights need to do is be really careful that post play to not pick up many more fouls so that they can just let their post players play the defense that they want to.
Absolutely, Dawson. And the key for the Knights on both ends of the floor, speed it up on the offensive side, meaning take the ball, dribble it down, and find the most open gap you can and drive it to its full extent, and you'll most likely get a foul called on you. And then on the defense side, you need to slow down York. They run a very fast-paced offense. They take the entire 30 seconds, but the ball it's not in someone's hands for more than maybe 2 or 3 seconds. If they can find a way to stalemate that offensive system and force someone to take a little bit more time with the ball, the opportunities for turnovers just increases exponentially, and then the Knights have more offense opportunities on the other side of the court with fast breaks.
Absolutely it is. You mentioned the fast passing of York College. It almost looks like a passing drill at some points in their offensive scheme. And with that ends our halftime analysis. I'm Dawson Weidrich along with Chris Fly. Looking forward to some second half action here in just a few moments, so stick around. We'll be right back. And we're back for the second half of this CAC matchup here today at Knight Sports Arena. I'm with Chris Fly. And one thing I wanted to talk about real fast before the second half begins is how well both teams are doing as far as turnovers are concerned. As low of a scoring game as this is, turnovers haven't been a huge problem for either of them. I mean, coaches would rather have 0 turnovers overall, but as only having 5 and 6 respectively, that's not bad.
Absolutely not bad at all, Dawson. Just shows you the prowess that York has when it comes to passing the ball. Majority of their offense comes from passing the ball multiple times in a single possession. But as you also look, the Knights have 5 steals. York has 5 turnovers. Every time they turn over the ball, because the Knights are stealing the ball away, and they usually ends up in transition points. The Knights have 8 points off turnovers. So they're able to convert on 4 of the 5 steals they've had so far. The Knights need to keep applying that great pressure in the passing lanes that they have been.
And so the Knights will start off with the ball to start the second half. Jameer Cross trying to throw it to Austin Wood. Austin Wood coming towards him. That's what communication wasn't there. That'll be a turnover right off the bat.
Good turnover, and it gives the ball back to York. And one player for York we haven't mentioned so far in this broadcast, Jason Beatty. He's the leading scorer for this Spartans team. He and number 5, Jared Wagner, first and second in scoring, around 17 points for Beatty and 16 points for Wagner per game. Haven't heard much from Beatty until just then. He moves up from 2 points to 4 points.
Yeah, Jason Beatty averaging about 17.7 points a game, so only having 4 points at this point is really strange for him. As Austin Wood gets back out to Jameer Cross. Alec Johnson with it now. 4 seconds left in the shot clock. And that's going to go off the foot, I believe, of Jason Beatty. So they have 1 second on the shot clock for the Knights.
They might try to throw it into Bennett Hanlon, just have him tip it in, that or hope that Jameer Cross's shot has a quick enough release to get it up in time.
I'd look to see Jameer Cross get an alley-oop pass inbounds from Alec Johnson. So they're going to call a shot clock violation. York College is disappointed because they felt like they got a clean steal and were having a fast break. But instead, they'll start with it on the opposite side of the floor.
When that ball was stolen away by Jared Wagner, it did look like the Spartans were the first one to get a hand on it. Because if the Knights if they were the first person to touch that ball, it would have been a shot clock violation. It looked like the Spartans got a hand on it. Didn't know exactly what the referees were seeing there. But nevertheless, Spartans still have their opportunity on offense.
Jason Beatty working it inside. And that'll be a travel on Jason Beatty.
And the look on Jason Beatty's face after that call says it all. Smile ear to ear. He knew exactly what he did. Try to be a little bit too fancy, a little bit NBA-ish. They're going to call that in NCAA Division III basketball.
Yeah, unless you're someone named James Harden, you're going to get that called every time. So Jameer Cross with it now. Alec Johnson in the corner. Gets it in the paint to Bennett Canlin. 3-pointer by Austin Wood. No good. Rebounded by Austin Wood. Cornered Alec Johnson. Austin Wood in the paint. Trying to kick it out. And they're called 3 seconds in the paint on Austin Wood.
Austin Wood, as soon as he picked up that ball, you knew he was going to get a call on because you can't move. You can't take any steps after you pick up that ball. And this York defense is so fast and just getting in the passing lanes of the Knights, not able to get that ball away. Unfortunate turnover, but it's something you can learn from if you're Austin Wood.
A reverse layup no good by Jason Beatty, and so the Knights will have it back. Jaron Anderson's checking in at the scores table here. Alec Johnson dribbling in. He's going to go up with it, and it's going to go up and in with the contact.
Great move by Alec Johnson, but I'm really intrigued by the substitution of Jaron Anderson into this game. I think Coach Winslow just looking for someone with a little bit more offensive prowess, someone not afraid to take their own shot, even if contested.
Number 20, Darren Gordon, able to make that shot despite Bennett Canlin being in his face. So Knights will have it down by 3. Jameer Cross on the near side. Trey Dill, the long jumper. It'll be good. That'll pull it within one. Corner three will be good for the Spartans. That is number 30, Joy Polinsky.
And so far right now in this game, number 30, Joey Polshinski, doing a great job down low and on the three-point line for the Spartans team.
Jameer Cross doing a great job getting across the half-court mark. Alec Johnson dribbling in. And they're going to call a jump ball as Alec Johnson went up for the shot and was met by number 11, Mike Frauenheim.
That's just great defense played by York there. Alec Johnson tried to go in. You saw the Spartan player had both hands on the ball, not getting past that one. You need to try to pass out of that situation. I know Alec Johnson didn't expect that to happen. He has the height advantage on most guys he plays against. Just learn and to the next one do something different.
And Jaron Anderson came in for Austin Wood. Jason Beatty dribbling in, up and in over Jaron Anderson. So now the Knights find themselves down by 6.
And Dawson, it seems to me that no one right now on the court, with the exception of maybe Jameer Cross and Trey Dill, can guard Jason Beatty one-on-one. We said that no one except Jason Beatty could take it one-on-one. That's held true throughout this game. You need to find someone that's not afraid to move their feet.
Jaron Anderson gets the contact from Mike Frauenheim, and he'll send him to the line.
Shooting two, Jaron Anderson.
Jaron Anderson's been in the line several times already today. He shot 4 free throws. And we'll have an immediate timeout before those free throws, and Jaron Anderson's made 3 out of 4 of those free throws. He's also 2 for 4 from three-point land, and he has 9 points today. So leading the Knights team in scoring, and leading the Spartans is number 30, Joey Polinsky, with 10.
Polshinski's done a great job so far in this game. He shot 2 of 3 from beyond the arc, so pretty good shooting percentage from three-point land. Spartans only have 5 three-pointers made, and they've all come from 3 separate players. Joey Polshinski's, Mike Frauenheim, and last one, Ryan Kendra. The only guys on the Spartans team to make three-pointers, though many of them have attempted to. So the Knights have kept the three-point line relatively respectable in terms of open shots and getting those shots away. But they have to know that York has so many different weapons. We expected that Jason Beatty and Jared Wagner were to have a big impact on this game. We didn't really expect George Polshinski to do anything at all, but he's been proving us wrong every single time. He's 4 of 5 in the field, 2 of 3 from three-point line. You need to foul him. He's 0 of 2 from the foul line. He doesn't shoot very well on the season. So as soon as he gets the ball, if he has an opportunity to go for it, foul him and make him work for those points at the foul line.
Absolutely, and like Poslinski is being for the Spartans right now, the Knights need to find their spark plug player. And right now, or as far as the stats show, that's been Jaron Anderson, but they need to get some more people to get involved in the offensive play a little bit, get some more people on the scoreboard. And Jaron Anderson can look to add to this, or I guess take away from this deficit with these free throws. First one is up, and that'll fall.
And that'll tie Jaron Anderson up with Polshinski for leading scorer on today's match. Both of them have 10 points on today.
He'll line up for a second free throw. And that'll go up and rattle in. Trey Dill ready for that rebound, but instead it'll fall in and make it a 4-point deficit. Wagner gets to Beatty. He'll go up and in over Trey Dill.
Just no one there guarding Beatty. Coach Winslow needs to make a substitution change. Someone has to be able to keep track of Beatty at all times. I would put in someone like Neil Davis. He's been a spark plug player on the defensive side for some time now for the Knights. Put him into this game and put him on Beatty. Maybe run a box and one on Beatty.
And so Coach Winslow will call a timeout there as Jameer Cross is attempting to drive into the paint. Coach Winslow wanting a word with his team, now down by 6.
Well, they've been outscored so far in this second half, 11-6. York was able to have their way on the offensive side. Again, we've mentioned Beatty. Beatty ended that first half with only 2 points, and so far here in the second, he has 8. He's already scored 6 of the Spartans' 11 points in this second half.
And that's the kind of player he is. I mean, last week he was CAC Player of the Week. And I think we also mentioned earlier that this York College team was the NCAA Division III Men's Basketball Team of the Week. Now you hear Players of the Week. Very few times do we play against teams that are Teams of the Week. That means you're doing something right as a team overall. And right now what York's doing a really great job of is defense. Really great job of causing turnovers, causing some frustrating things to happen for the opposite side of the floor on the Knights side. And again, just doing a great job overall.
And Dawson, I think the reason that the Spartans earned that Team of the Week rather than a Player of the Week, because they truly are that. They are a team. Basketball is a sport so dominated by superstars. Each team has their superstar, and they always go to him. He's their go-to guy. He racks up points and everything else on the stat sheet. The Spartans are not that team. They have leading scorers, yes, but their top leading scorer and their second leading scorer and their third leading scorer are all within 5 points of each other. The Spartans team plays so much like a unit, and the way they play, the fluidity of their teamwork is something to behold. And I think that's the reason they were given Team of the Week. They don't have any all-stars, just a group of guys that being a team on the court.
And we've seen moments like that with this Knights team this season, having some great moments against some great teams and holding their own against York. As Bennett Canley gets that rebound and tips it in. And Bennett Canley gets his first basket of the night. Tipped away by Jameer Cross, taken away by Alec Johnson. Trey Dill dribbling it in, gets it into Bennett Canlin. Tried to go for the dunk, but was blocked by Beatty.
Canlin didn't really have the space to do what he wanted to do there. He wanted to go up and flush it home. Had two guys in front of him, one of those being a very athletic Jason Beatty.
So the Spartans will have it. Beatty on Canlin. Up, no good. Rebounded by Bennett Canlin. Alec Johnson with it now, setting him half court. Canlin sets a screen for Jaron Anderson. Takes baseline. And the jumper will be no good, but there's a foul beforehand. It looks like they're going to call an offensive foul on Jaron Anderson.
And Dawson, that's late. Whether it's right or not, as an official, you have to make that at the point of the foul. There was at least 2 or 3 seconds between foul and call, and that's what I have a problem with. Not the call, because it could have gone either way.
We see Bennett Canlin limping off the floor, and Neil Davis coming in for him. And so the Spartans will have the ball with a 4-point lead.
I'm really excited to see what Neil Davis will do for the Knights on this next couple of offensive and defensive possessions.
Frauenheim at the point. Beatty at the high post. Kicks out to the corner for 3. No good. Rebounded by Trey Dill.
That's Trey Dill's 5th rebound of the night. Averages right around 9 a game for the Knights.
And the foul's called on number 2, Jason Beatty. And so Jameer Cross will be going to the line to shoot 2 free throws.
And that's the 3rd foul on Jason Beatty.
Looks like they're changing the call to number 20. That is Darren Gordon, and that's his 3rd foul.
So still a 3rd foul, just not the player we thought it would. Knights would definitely rather have that foul be on Jason Beatty.
Absolutely, as he now leads the team. Or he's one of the leaders in scoring. He has 8 points today. He's just behind Joey Pislinski. And the first free throw for Jameer Cross goes in. So Jameer Cross will line up for a second free throw. Try to pull it within 2. Free throws up and good. Make it 42-40. Frauenheim. Now to Beatty. The Knights playing some great exterior defense right now. They're going to call an arm check on Alec Johnson. So that'll be his 3rd personal foul of the game.
Alec Johnson and a number of other guys on this Knights team getting into foul trouble. That's his 3rd foul. Knights need to keep their hands off. They're very quick teams, very easy to hand check. Just can't do it anymore in today's basketball.
Jason Beatty's shot flies out of his hand, and now the Knights will have it. Jameer Cross working baseline. Get it back out to Alec Johnson. Trey Dill working the corner. The reverse layup is up. No good. Rebounded a couple times by Jared Anderson. Finally brought back down by him. 3-point shot. No good. Air ball. Rebounded by the Spartans. Spartans the other way. Blocked by Jared Anderson. The hustle play. Now the ball will go to the Knights. Jameer Cross working baseline. Kicks out to Trey Dill. Corner for Jaron Anderson. No good. Rebound by Neil Davis given to Jaron Anderson. It'll fly out of his hand. And it'll be a turnover on the Knights.
On that last three-pointer from Anderson, it looked like number 5, Jared Ryder, just got his fingertips to that. Probably will go down as a block for him, but you have to applaud the Knights on the offensive rebound that they displayed in that last offensive possession. Able to get their points back. They just need to put it up.
And Coach Greg Winslow of SVU will be called for a technical as he's disputing that out-of-bounds call down the other end of the floor.
The referee's giving a technical foul to Coach Winslow, and the reasoning we just heard was because Coach Winslow was shouting at him.
Some more exchange of words between Coach Winslow and the refs.
And unfortunately for Coach Winslow, even though he might be right in the moral side of things, he can never be right in this situation because the referees hold all the power.
Number 5, Jared Wagner will miss the first free throw. And so the technical foul will be all for naught. But the Spartans will retain possession.
And that just adds to a number of calls we've seen throughout tonight. Referees done a decently good job, just a few calls here and there have caused moans and groans around the Knight Arena. And the referees for tonight include Clifford Kittner, Leon Tucker, and Paul Sroka.
Wagner for 3. And they're going to call a foul on Jaron Anderson on the 3-point attempt.
And what they'll say in that last play is when number 5, Jared Wagner, went up to shoot, Jaron Anderson jumping into the position of where Wagner would have come down to land.
It looks like that Jaron Anderson had gone to the side on the shot. But regardless, the refs will call the foul. The first free throw is good. Second one up and underway, and that'll fall in. Make it a 5-point game.
And that'll move Jared Wagner up to 9 points on the night, 1 point behind Joey Pushinsky.
Jaron Anderson gets that rebound. Still a 5-point game. It's the corner to Neil Davis, who will take the jumper. No good. And it'll end up in the hands of number 5, Jared Wagner. Frauenheim with it. The 3-point attempt, no good. Rebounded by Alec Johnson. Fast break opportunity for the Knights. Johnson up. Rebounded by Trey Dill. They'll go up and in. Make it 45-42.
Great hustle play by Trey Dill. Alec Johnson looked like he might have even been fouled there by on the play by number 32, Zach Novick. But great job by Trey Dill to clean up what was left and get it 2 points for the Knights.
Rebounded and taken away by Jameer Cross. Fast break opportunity. Blocked by Jason Beatty. And it'll be out of bounds on the Knights as Trey Dill diving onto the floor to keep it in bounds.
Media timeout.
So the media timeout, some great back-to-back defensive possessions for the Knights, creating some great opportunities and great effort from Trey Dill.
And who knew Jason Beatty was so athletic? That's, I believe, probably his third block tonight on plays like that. Able to get up so high. I don't think Jameer Cross was expecting it.
Yeah, because Jameer Cross himself is extremely athletic and gets very high up there. We've seen him slam a couple home this season. And so for Jason Beatty to get that block shows his athletic prowess as well. But now a 3-point game with this timeout. Coach Winslow's team playing very good defensively. Need to keep creating opportunities for themselves. We see Sam Armstrong, the senior guard, checking in for the Knights.
And Dawson, like you just said, they're playing well. This Knights team is putting it together in a way. It's a little bit back and forth in the way that as soon as the Knights do something very well, then the Spartans come back and do something very well. A lot of calls haven't gone the Knights' way, especially in the last couple of possessions, but they're still right in it. It's a 3-point game, a 1-possession game, so you can't be anything but proud of these Knights. Just need to find a way to get over that hump, to do something great on the offensive side, and then answer back with some great stout defense.
And absolutely here and coming up soon, the Knights will have to start being really careful about fouls. They have 4 fouls now. The Spartans have only 2. And so when it comes to bonus free throws, they have to be really careful about that. But now the Knights will be on defense. Have to play another lockdown defensive possession in order to have an opportunity to tie this game back up. Frauenheim with it. Beatty. Taken away by Alec Johnson. The layup up and in. It's a 1-point game by the fast break layup from the senior guard.
That's exactly what you need from Alec Johnson. Get those long arms in there, knock the ball away, and then explode and get 2 points on the other end.
Here in the defensive chance from this SVU student section. Wide open at the post. Frauenheim, corner 3, will fall, make it 48-44. The Spartans able to provide an answer to the Knights.
And Frauenheim of the night, he shot 3 of 3 from the 3-point line.
Sam Armstrong getting the long rebound after Alec Johnson's missed 3-pointer. Armstrong to cross. Anderson within the corner. And then I call an offensive foul on Jaron Anderson.
A very surprising call there because Jaron had both hands on the ball. It's amazing how you can get a foul called on you just trying to make your way to the basket. When it wasn't a charge call, there was nothing there in the way. Referee called a push off, and I didn't see it.
And so it'll go back to the Spartans, a 4-point deficit. Jason Beatty to Wagner and Frauenheim. And another foul will be called on number 21, Jaron Anderson.
That's Jaron Anderson's 4th foul of this contest, so one more and he's done for tonight.
And it looks like Coach will send in Neil Davis in for Jaron Anderson after this free throw by number 5, Jared Wagner. And it's up and good. Make it a 5-point deficit. And just like predicted, Neil Davis will come in for Jaron Anderson.
It's a shame Jaron Anderson has to sit down at this point. He's been such a catalyst for this Knights offense. Leads this Knights team in scoring, has 11 points on the night.
Wagner's second free throw goes in, make it 50-44. Jameer Cross with it. Trado posting up. Out to Jameer Cross for 3. No good. Rebounded by Jason Beatty.
See, it was fought for between Trey Dale and Neil Davis. Neil Davis, it just came off the hands off Neil Davis and Trey Dale and fell into the arms of Jason Beatty. Really unfortunate for the Knights because they had an opportunity to get the offensive rebound, just couldn't convert.
Beatty with it. And the foul will be called on the Knights again. The Knights past 3 possessions have had 3 straight fouls. And so it'll send number 30, Joy Polsliski, to the line.
And Dawson, that's 4 fouls on Alec Johnson. 2 Knights now with 4 fouls on the night. So you have Jaron Anderson with 4, Alec Johnson with 4, Kellen Winslow has 1, Bennett Canlin has 3, Trey Dill has 2. Fouls on some crucial members of the Knights squad.
And that free throw will make it a 7-point deficit. Michael Newfield will come in. Second free throw underway, and that'll fall. You can't help but feel that offensive foul call on Jaron Anderson changed the entire attitude of this game.
It absolutely did. It changed the atmosphere of the Knight Arena because you go from your Knights being right in it, 1-point deficit, 2-point deficit, 3-point deficit, single possession game, into now it's gotten into the Knights players' head. They can't have that happen. They need to stay mentally tough and just play basketball.
Shamir Cross trying to pass it away after the shot. Fast break opportunity for Wagner. And the layup is good. Make it 54-44. So Coach Greg Winslow will call a timeout and help his Knights team pull themselves back together.
And Dawson, they absolutely need this timeout. They need a time to just talk together. Coach Winslow needs to let them know that I'm on your guys' side. I want to help you guys as much as I can. What needs to happen is you need to slow down on offense. You've let the calls get in your head. You've let maybe some poor decisions on behalf of people on the York side of things and the referee side of things get into your head, and you're playing rushed. You're playing frazzled. You're frantic. You need to slow it down. Play the way you did maybe 10 possessions ago, playing extremely good, sound basketball, and you're right back in this game. And on defense, you just can't give up the fouls. Majority of the points in the last couple of possessions for the Spartans have come from the foul line. You need to cut out the fouls. You know how to not do that. Play your sound defense. Just keep your hands up. And then on the offensive side of things, slow it down. You know what you need to do. Attack the basket, and don't give up dumb turnovers with travels, double dribbles, and jumping, and then coming back down to your feet. Just, you know how to play basketball. Just go out and do it.
Absolutely. And so the Knights find themselves, you talk about turnovers, the Knights now have 12 on the night, whereas the Spartans only have 9. And so the Knights looking to limit that here in the next just under 9 minutes of this second half and try to pull this thing back within single digits. And again, if you're just joining us, again, we want to thank you for joining us on the Knight Sports Network here in the CAC matchup here at Knight Arena. The Knight Sports Network, the first ever fully student-run broadcasting crew at Southern Virginia University. And it is a good one here as the timeout here breaks. And the Knights will have to come back after a fast break score from Jared Wagner of York College.
And also something needs to be said now. 3 players for York College in double digits. Jared Wagner has 13, Joe Polshnitsky has 12, and Mike Frauenheim has 10. Right behind them, Jason Beatty has 8. So it's very possible that we see 4 or more players for the Spartans in double digits.
Neil Davis at the top of the key. It's to Sam Armstrong. Deep 3 for Armstrong. No good. Rebounded by Wagner. Frauenheim at the top of the key for the Spartans.
Dawson with that last shot by Sam Armstrong. Knights moved to 2-19 from beyond the arc. 10.5 3-point percentage. It's not good at all.
Beatty at the bottom of the paint. Up, no good. Rebounded by Trey Dill. The Knights with it now. Neufeld posting up the spin move. And he'll get the foul call on number 30, Joey Polsniski.
I love that play by Michael Neufeld. I was just about to say, your team has shot okay from the field. They haven't shot very well from the three-point line at all. Where they have excelled is from the foul line. Knights shooting 80% right now. And Michael Neufeld's such a good shooter. When you have the opportunity, you're 1-on-2, you're down on the low blocks, you got your back to your defenders, you just take that power dribble and go up. Majority of the time, you're going to have a hand land on you. You're going to get the foul call on you. That's what Michael Neufeld did. I really respect that play.
Definitely a very good play by the senior forward. And so we'll have a timeout here before his free throws. Still a 10-point game with just under 8 minutes to play. And at some point in this game, the clock's going to become the Knights' worst enemy. They need to get things flowing on offense. All things we mentioned in this previous timeout. Make smart plays, get some good open looks. And that play by Michael Neufeld is an example of exactly what they need.
And Dawson, I think something that can aid the Knights in these next couple of minutes is knowing they're out rebounding the Spartans so far 31-19. Knights have 11 offensive rebounds. York has 4. They have the advantage on the boards. So when you take those good high-quality shots, what happens? You get good high-quality rebound opportunities. You have guys already down there. Short shots equals short rebounds. Gives more of an opportunity for you to get a hand on it and then put it back up for 2. You just need those high-quality shots in the paint, and if you miss it, statistics show you're going to get an offensive rebound more than not.
And one thing that Coach Winslow is pointing out to his players is that whenever someone shoots a shot from anywhere on the floor, you got to go after. You got to follow your shot. Got to go get that rebound, come down with it, and set everything back up. And so hopefully the Knights will be able to get that rhythm on their offensive side of the floor after Michael Newfield's free throws here. And so far tonight, the Knights are 12 of 15 from the free throw line, 80%, whereas York College is 12 of 17 for 70.6%. Michael Newfield's first free throw is no good.
He needs to get his legs underneath that one. He saw too much from the arm, and that's why it fell short. Need to bend his knees, get it up, and it's going to go in.
Second free throw attempt is up and good. Make it a 9-point deficit. Back within single digits. Wagner, fast break opportunity, missed, but Jameer Cross gets a steal as Wagner was trying to bring it back in bounds. Jameer Cross almost loses it, gets it to Neil Davis. Has open jumper, and that'll fall. Make it 54-47.
There you go. Neil Davis wide open. Alex turn around. No one was on him. Take the shot. Goes in for two. Lovely play by Neil Davis.
So Spartans able to handle the full court press. Frauenheim at the top of the key. Beatty defended by Trey Dill. Kicked out. 3-point attempt will fall for the Spartans. Number 20, Darren Gordon will make the three.
You just have to stay on your feet. If you're Sam Armstrong, you know next time, don't fall for that pump fake attempt. You're not going to get the block out there most of the time. Chop your feet, slow down, decelerate, and just get in front of him.
Looks like we'll have a foul on number 2, Jason Beatty.
His third, 14th foul.
And that is his third foul of the game. We talked about earlier how he could easily get into foul trouble and hasn't done a whole lot on fouls since, and so he'll still be okay for the next under 7 minutes.
And also, what I do right now is I key whoever Beatty is guarding. You want to get him that fourth foul, get him into that significant foul trouble.
And so that's taken away by number 5, Jared Wagner, and so the Spartans will have the ball. 3-pointer from Wagner, no good, airballed, rebounded by Neil Davis. Jameer Cross dribbling in, and he'll get the foul. He'll go to the free throw line. And that foul will be on number 20, Darren Gordon. And that'll be his fourth foul of the game. Jameer Cross' first free throw is up and no good. We'll have two substitutions here for the Knights. Jaron Anderson from Michael Newfield and Kellen Winslow for Sam Armstrong.
The Knights now in that last shot from Jameer Cross, shooting 13 of 18 from the foul line, 72.2%. Not the best percentage, but still respectable enough to get you back in this game.
Cross, the second free throw will fall in. Make it a 9-point game again. A 3-pointer from Wagner. No good. Rebounded by Jaron Anderson. They're going to call a double dribble on Jaron Anderson. And it'll go right back to the Spartans.
Just those mental mistakes. You forced a miss by Wagner, then you give it right back to the Spartans with just a mental lapse in that double dribble.
And so number 11, Mike Frauenheim, will be inbounding it for the Spartans. Some good inbound defense by the Knights. It'll finally get into Wagner. Jason Beatty dribbling baseline. He'll be up and in over Trey Dill.
The last couple of plays, Beatty, every time he gets the ball, he cuts down that baseline, beats whoever's guarding him, and then lays it up on a reverse. You need to find a way to guard that baseline more effectively. That baseline's an All-American defender. No one's getting around him. Just force your way, wedge your body, and force him out of bounds.
Kellen Winslow with it, dribbling in. Kick out to Jameer Cross for the jumper. Off the side of the backboard, no good. Wagner with the fast break opportunity. Layup no good. Taken away by Trey Dill.
Trey Dill needs to look up. He has options here.
Neil Davis inside of Jameer Cross. Up and in for the and one. And that'll be on number 11, Mike Frauenheim. Make it a 9-point game.
And that's Frauenheim's second foul of the night. So not one of the guys you want to key on fouling, but definitely one of the ones that you don't mind getting a foul on him every once in a while. He is the fourth leading scorer right now for York. Again, 4 guys for York in double digits. Jarrett Wagner, Joel Polshinski, Jason Beatty, and Mike Frauenheim.
Getting the floor wiped up really fast for the free throws. Or the free throw, I should say. The free throw is up and in. Make it an 8-point game with just over 5 minutes left in the second half. And wide open was number 32, Zach Novick, for the 2. Sharon Anderson with it now. And the spin move will get him the bucket. Coach Winslow wanting a foul on the and one. Will this be an 8-point lead?
I have to say, Dawson, I agree with Coach Winslow. Yes, it was a great shot by Jaron Anderson, but there has to be some kind of contact when he went up. It's amazing no calls.
And so Jaron Anderson will get the foul call.
And that's Jaron Anderson's 5th. He's done for the night. I'm really unfortunate for Jaron Anderson on that last call when he was on offense. Just so much pressure being applied on him, so much contact, but no foul. And then he happens to get the foul call on him on the other side as soon as Jason Beatty goes up with it.
That's incredibly frustrating, but now Alec Johnson will come in, the senior guard. A very capable shooter and a great facilitator of the basketball. With 4.5 minutes left, the Knights find themselves down by 8. That's a very manageable deficit. The Knights can pull together some great defensive possessions, get some good high-quality shots, maybe in a 3-pointer or 2 from Kellen Winslow, and the Knights can have the lead.
Absolutely, Dawson. They have the defensive prowess to do so. Alec Johnson, he's had a number of steals throughout this game that have led to conversion points on the fast break. They also have Neil Davison, a great defensive star, Kellen Winslow, Trey Dill, really all-around basketball player so far. There's so much defense in for the Knights so far, or in this game, and it can translate into offense on the other side if played correctly.
And Jason Beatty's first free throw is good, making it a 9-point lead. Second free throw is up, and that'll rattle in. Back to a 10-point lead. Jameer Cross with it. Alec Johnson, step back 3-pointer. No good. Tipped out of bounds by Neil Davis, out of the hands of Jason Beatty.
It's a good fight by Neil Davis, able to get a hand on that rebound. I like the shot by Alec Johnson. Yes, the 3 hasn't been falling so far in this game, but you didn't have any other options, didn't have anyone open to pass because everyone was standing stagnant. So the ability to take that shot, I like it. Just next time, it obviously will be better if it falls.
A 3-point attempt, no good. Rebounded by Jameer Cross. Jameer Cross in the paint, up and in. Making an 8-point deficit. Just under 4 minutes remaining. Frauenheim with it. Jameer Cross defending. The fans here in attendance chanting defense to help this defensive unit for the Knights out. And they're going to call the foul. Looks like it'll be on Trey Dill, number 24 of the Knights.
And if it is on Trey Dill, which it is, that's his 4th foul of the night. So now 2 Knights currently on the floor with 4 fouls.
And 1 fouled out in Jaron Anderson. So immediate timeout here. The Knights down by 8 with just about 3.5 minutes left in this game. A lot of calls not going the Knights' way here just in the past few minutes, making things very difficult for them.
absolutely made things very difficult. But the Knights do have one thing going their way. Jameer Cross is on the floor. Jameer Cross has 0 fouls. He hasn't fouled a single person this entire game. And he's so explosive on the defensive side. He can get in those passing lanes, and like we've seen in the past couple possessions, get a fast break opportunity and lay it up for an easy 2. He also leads both teams in scoring. Jameer Cross has 16 points. Next closest to him is Jared Wagner and Jaron Anderson with 13. So with Jameer on the floor, you have a great scoring threat, the leading scorer for both squads in tonight's game, and he has no fouls. With 3.5 minutes left to go, you expect Jameer Cross to turn up the intensity on the defensive side and try to get as many of those passes as he can.
Absolutely, for sure. And now 3.5 minutes left again in this game. I'm Dawson Weidrich, and with me is Chris Fly. Thank you so much again for joining us on the Knights Sports Network. If you're checking in just now, it's number 2 team in the conference of the CAC, the Spartans of York College, against your Southern Virginia Knights. And it's just been a very intense game overall. Very low scoring early on. And so the Knights looking to make a splash with CAC. It's been a struggle the past few weeks, but only down by 8, and the Knights have a chance with a couple of great possessions to make it a 1-point game or even take the lead.
Absolutely, Dawson. They have all the keys necessary and all the things ready to do so. They just need to apply them, and they can bring this game closer. And then in the end, they have an opportunity. They have great shooters. If it comes into an opportunity where you have to foul and you have to force the Spartans to the foul line, you have the opportunity to do so. You have all the things necessary, just need to implement them.
Jason Beatty makes his first free throw. Extends the lead back to 9. Second free throw is underway. And that'll fall right in, make it a 10-point game again. Jameer Cross and Alec Johnson working against the press. Jameer Cross dribbling in, off the glass and in. And that'll give him 18 points on the game.
18 points and no one in sight that can stop him. They're going to have to, York is going to have to put Beatty on Cross sooner or later in this game, but they don't want to do that because Beatty has 3 fouls. And you know Jameer Cross is so capable of drawing fouls.
Beatty working on Trey Dill. Up in the reverse layup is good, making it back to a 10-point lead. And now Matt Hunter, head coach of York College, will call another timeout.
And so far in this second half, Dawson, Jason Beatty has absolutely exploded. End of that first half with only 2 points. He has 14 so far on the game. He scored 12 points in the second half alone. A lot of those coming, well, basically every single one of them come from the exact same spot on the floor, right underneath the basket. He goes for those high-quality shots. No one able to stop him so far for the Knights, and mainly because the Knights are afraid they're going to get a foul called on them. When you're a player like Trey Dill having 3 fouls on him already, or an Alec Johnson lining up to guard Beatty, you know so far the refs have called in a way that's not so savory for the Knights. If you're guarding Beatty, you either have to stand there and risk him scoring on you, or you're going to get a foul call on you every single time.
And that's been the case for Trey Dill. He's been trying his best to lock Jason Beatty down, but it's either been a score from Jason Beatty or it's been a foul. And so it's been very difficult for the Knights defending him. Now find themselves back in a 10-point deficit, under 3 minutes remaining. Neil Davis with it. Johnson for the long 2. No good. Trey Dill will come out with the rebound. And that'll go up and in. They add 1-2. We're within 8 points and a chance to make it 7 points.
That's great work by Trey Dill. He has 8 points on the night. Opportunity to make it 10. Or I guess he gets 10 when he puts it down, and then opportunity to make it 11. But a great rebound by Trey Dill. He has 9 on the game so far.
In the end, one free throw is up. No good. Fought for by Neil Davis. And so it'll go out of bounds on him. Make it York basketball. Frauenheim with it. Neil Davis defending. Jason Beatty now being defended by Kellen Winslow.
just got to find someone that can stay on him.
And Jason Beatty misses the dunk. Jameer Cross on the rebound. Alec Johnson in the paint. Beautiful pass from Jameer Cross. Makes it a 6-point game.
Beatty just got greedy and the Knights made him pay. Beatty going up, wanted the highlight slam, wasn't able to get it, and Knights able to convert on the offense on the other side. If you're Coach Matt Hunter of the Spartans, you can't be happy about that last play.
Knights gaining momentum with those back-to-back possessions. Shot no good. Rebounded by Alec Johnson. 9 possession. Jameer Cross with it. Down by 6. Under a minute and a half to play. Johnson for 3. No good. Rebounded by the Spartans. Wagner the fast break opportunity. Stripped away from Alec Johnson. It bounces off of Wagner's knee. Out of bounds. Night ball.
Knights only 6 points down. That's so brave from Alec Johnson. He has 4 fouls on the night. We know the way the refs have been calling so far. That could have very easily been Alec Johnson's last play of the night.
And so instead, Alec Johnson on the ball. Under a minute left to play. 6-point game. Alec Johnson being trapped. Goes up. No good. Rebounded by the Spartans. They're going to call a foul on the Knights.
Foul is called on Alec Johnson.
On number 32, Alec Johnson.
And they'll say Alec Johnson came up behind, I believe it was number 11, Mike Freinholm, and just put his hips into him and put a block. Didn't know exactly what the ref saw there. It looked more like Freinholm leaning back into Alec Johnson. But nevertheless, that's Alec Johnson's 5th foul of the night. He's done for the rest of the evening.
You'll see Austin Wood and Sam Armstrong checking in for the Knights. 40 seconds left in this one. Knights down by 6. That's the second player for the Knights to foul out today.
Second Knights player to foul out, and other Knights players with a number of fouls. Bennett Canlin still has 3. Haven't seen him in a while. And Trey Dill has 3.
Jared Wagner for the free throw attempt. And it'll rattle out. Much to the delight of the Knights fans here in attendance.
Well, if Jared Wagner didn't realize he missed that, the entire Knight Arena let him know. So loud here in the barn tonight.
And he misses a second. Jameer Cross with the rebound. Armstrong wanting the three-pointer. Armstrong deep 3. No good. Rebounded by Jared Wagner. And so the Knights will immediately foul. The foul will be on number 24, Trey Dill.
And if you're the Knights on the offensive side, you don't have time to think about what you're going to do with it. As soon as you have an opportunity to shoot the ball or pull it from wherever, you need to. It's crunch time. The final 30 seconds of this game, you're only down by 6. Points matter. Points matter more than seconds at this point. You need to take your time wisely and just find the quickest shot you can.
So Jared Wagner will be sent to the line yet again. First free throw is up, and it'll rattle in.
And Dawson, this shot right now is Jared Wagner's 12th attempt at the foul line. He shot 8 of 12 so far tonight.
Second one underway, and that'll fall. Make it an 8-point deficit. 24 seconds left. Kellen Winslow, the deep 3. No good. Rebound by Jameer Cross. Sam Armstrong will fake the 3. No good. Rebounded by the Spartans. And the foul will be on number 11, Kellen Winslow, with 9 seconds left.
Kellen Winslow, second. At the line, Joey Paczynski.
And so that'll send Jason Beatty to the line.
Jason Beatty so far in this game, he shot 4 of 4 from the foul line, so that's 100%. And he has 16 points and an opportunity to make it 18 to tie up with Jameer Cross as leading scorer for this contest.
The first one is good, making a 9-point deficit. And all of the Spartans players are back on the other side of the floor.
Best 7 seconds of his life.
The second free throw, no good. Trey Dill with it, 5 seconds left. Austin Wood, no good on the layup, and that'll do it here at Knight Sport Arena. The Spartans take this one 70-61, and the Knights, after being within 1 point, fall by 9.
And Dawson, it was a tough-fought game by the Knights. They played extremely well on the defensive side, able to stop York. York did beat CNU. That's a formidable opponent. For the Knights to play the way they did against York, to bring it within 1, you have to be very proud of the Knights.
You absolutely do, and again, that'll do it for us here at Knight Sports Arena. I'm Dawson Wiedrich. With me is Chris Fly. As again, the Spartans take it 70-61. We thank you so much for joining us on the Knight Sports Network. Hope you have a great rest of your day. And remember, go Knights.